Look, imagine it's payday. Your check hits. For like 12 minutes, you feel rich. Then the same things happen every single time. Rent, mortgage pulls its chunk. Car payment grabs another. Subscriptions you forgot you had quietly nibble at the edges. You get one small meal out because you deserved it. Maybe a little Amazon order because it was on sale. And then it's day 5, and you're already doing the math in your head like, okay, if I keep my spending super tight, I can make this last. If that made you feel personally attacked, welcome to the club. Here's the thing, most people aren't broke because they're lazy or dumb. They're broke because they're following money rules that sound responsible, but are secretly designed to keep you running in place. Today I'm going to give you 7 normal money rules that almost everyone follows, and show you the math, the psychology, and the simple fixes that get you unstuck. My name is Ethan, and I spend way too much time thinking about why normal money advice keeps people stuck living paycheck to paycheck. If you're someone who works hard but still feels like you can't get ahead, can't save consistently, and keeps getting pulled back into just getting by, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. All right, let's get into it.
Rule number 1.
If you can afford the monthly payment, you can afford it. This one is the king. The monthly payment mindset is how companies turn your future into their profit. Because when you think in monthly payments, you stop thinking in total cost. Example, the average new car payment in the US was about $748 a month in Q3 2025. That doesn't sound insane until you realize how this trick works. Only $748 feels manageable. But $748, 69 months, a very common loan, is $51,612. And that's before insurance, gas, repairs, registration, all the stuff that doesn't show up in the sales pitch. Psychology behind it, this is called mental accounting. Your brain prefers small, predictable numbers instead of one huge, scary number. So you approve the payment and ignore the lifetime cost. Fix, do this today. 1. Multiply every monthly payment by 24. If you can't comfortably write a check for 2 years of this, you probably can't afford it. 2. Use a total cost rule. Before you buy, write the total you'll pay over the full term. If it makes you flinch, that's your answer. 3. Set a cap. Total payments are phones, gadgets, subscriptions should not silently replace your savings. Here's what most people don't realize. Broke isn't always a low-income problem. It's often a cash flow problem, created by stacking monthly payments until your paycheck has no freedom left.
Rule number 2.
Credit cards are fine, just pay the minimum. This is where it gets really interesting, because the minimum payment is designed to keep you in debt as long as possible. Credit card interest rates are brutal. For example, the Fed series on credit card plan interest rates was around 20.97% 2025. That's not a little fee, that's a wealth vacuum. Let's do real math. You put $5,000 on a card at 90.21% APR, you pay $100 a month. You'll be paying for about 10 years, and you'll pay roughly $6,900 plus in interest on top of the $5,000. Yeah, more than a whole extra $5,000. Now, if you bump that payment to $150 a month, the payoff time drops to around 4 years, and the interest drops massively. Psychology behind it. Present bias. Your brain overvalues relief now and undervalues pain later. So minimum payments feel like responsibility because you avoided pain today. Fix, simple, and fruitful. 1. Pick a debt kill number, not whatever the minimum is, a real number you commit to monthly. 2. Automate it the day after payday, not end of month. End of month is a fantasy. 3. Use a 2-card system. One card you pay off weekly, like a debit card with points. One card you stop using completely until it's at 0. Now, you might be thinking, Ethan, I can't afford $150. Okay, then we don't start at $150. We start at plus 25 above minimum and increase it every month. The point is, minimum payments are a trap, not a plan. Everyone needs a car payment. That's just life? No. That's just what society normalized. A lot of people are now paying housing-level money for cars. In Q3 2025, average payments were $748 new and $532, and in late 2025, a record share of buyers were taking $1,000+ payments. Here's the brutal truth. A car payment steals your investing years. Let's say you have a $600 payment. If instead you drove something paid off and invested $600 a month at a long-term 8% average return. In 10 years, that's roughly $110K. In 20 years, that's roughly $350K plus. That's not a car payment. That's a delayed retirement. Psychology behind it, status plus social proof. People don't buy cars. They buy identity. They buy I'm doing well. They buy I made it. Fix the quiet millionaire car rule. 1. Drive boring longer than your friends. That's literally how you win. 2. If you must finance, keep the term short and the payment low enough that investing still happens. 3. Use the 23-8 guideline, 20% down, 3-year term, payment 8% of gross income, or even better, net.
Rule number 4.
Renting is throwing money away. You must buy a house ASAP. This one gets people in trouble because it's half true. Buying a home can be great if the numbers work. But the lie is buy ASAP no matter what, because homes have transaction costs and maintenance costs that rent versus buy arguments conveniently ignore. Closing costs vary, but are commonly a meaningful percentage of the price, often around 1% to nearly 3% depending on location and fees, and sometimes more depending on what's included. And maintenance? A common rule of thumb is 1%, 4% of the home's value per year. So if you buy a $400,000 home, you're not just buying a mortgage, you're buying a lifestyle where repairs can casually cost $16,000 a year over time. Psychology behind it. This is the adult checklist. People buy because they think they should, not because it helps their finances. Fix. Smart, not emotional. 1. Don't buy unless you can stay 5-7 years. Otherwise, transaction costs can crush you. 2. Budget maintenance monthly like a bill. 3. Buy the payment you can afford even if life gets annoying. If one setback breaks you, it's too much house. Here's what most people don't realize. Homeownership doesn't automatically create wealth. Affordability creates wealth. Save what's left over. This is the most common rule, and it fails almost everyone. Because there's never anything left over. And you're not broken for that. Your spending expands to match your income. That's normal human behavior. In 2024, average annual expenditures for U.S. consumers were around $78,535. Not because everyone is irresponsible, because modern life is 1,000 tiny leaks. Psychology behind it, Parkinson's law, expenses rise to meet income. Also decision fatigue, after a long day, willpower is gone and convenience wins. Fix pay yourself first, but make it painless. 1. Automate savings/investing within 24 hours of payday. 2. Start with 1% if you have to, then raise it monthly. 3. Use the 2-account trick. O bills account, Doring, protect you. O spending account, free. Saving what's left over is like trying to fill a bathtub with the drain open, while convincing yourself you'll try harder next month. You deserve it. Treat yourself. Look, I'm not anti-fun, I'm anti-accidental lifestyle creep. Because treat yourself is supposed to be occasional, but for most people, it becomes a weekly subscription to staying broke. This is how it usually happens. You're stressed, you buy convenience. You're tired, you buy comfort. You feel behind, you buy status. And it's never one big purchase. It's 100 small ones. Psychology behind it. Hedonic adaptation. Your brain gets used to upgrades fast, so you need new ones to get the same dopamine hit. Fix the guilt-free spending rule. 1. Create a fun budget line item. 2. Spend it freely. 3. When it's gone, you're done, no negotiating. This is where it gets really interesting. Discipline isn't saying no forever. Discipline is saying yes on purpose.
Rule number 7.
Once you start making more, everything will work out. This is the most dangerous one because it sounds hopeful. But income doesn't fix money problems. Systems do. If you don't have a system at $3,000 a month, you won't magically have one at $6,000 a month. You'll just have nicer versions of the same chaos. And here's a stat that should scare you into action. In 2024, only about 55% of adults said they had set aside money to cover 3 months of expenses in an emergency fund. And a lot of people still struggle with even a $400 surprise expense. So if you're waiting for more money to start, you're betting your future on a maybe. Psychology behind it. This is optimism bias. Your brain assumes future you will be more disciplined, more organized, less tempted, and future you is like, I'm literally the same person. Fix-will the system now. 1. Emergency fund, start with $500, then $1,000, then 1 month, then 3 months. 2. Automatic investing, even $25 week counts. 3. 1 weekly money meeting, 15 minutes. Same day, same time, no drama. Look, if you recognized yourself in this video, I don't want you to feel shame, I want you to feel clarity. Because the goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is to stop following rules that were designed for convenience, profit, and social approval instead of your freedom. So here's your move today. Pick one rule you've been following, do one fix from that section, and then repeat next week. That's how you go from I'm always behind to I'm finally in control. If this helped, hit subscribe, because on this channel we don't do trendy money motivation. We do the real math, the real psychology, and the real habits that actually change your life. And comment below, which of the 7 rules has been keeping you stuck the most? I read those, and I'll pin the best one with a practical next step. See you in the next one.